And good evening, my lovely Lost Tales, and welcome back to the Blue Rose Respite for my Macabre Monday stream. Thank you all so very much for joining me tonight, because it is Halloween week. It is the best week of the year. Halloween falls on a Thursday this week, and I am so excited. My Halloween prep is going along swimmingly, and I hope you're all doing well as well, my lovelies. How was your weekend? Did you all have a great weekend? I certainly hope you all did. Oh, my lovelies, how are you doing? I know maybe some people don't celebrate Halloween, but it is a staple of the year, every single year for me. The week of the build up to it, I just love it. I just love it so much. My apartment is nice and thoroughly spooky. I'm probably going to be carving pumpkins tomorrow to get those all set up. I've got the food coming in on Wednesday. It's going to be all good. I am looking forward to just a lovely day of just chilling and like doing cool, creepy things. I had a really busy weekend, had to work a bunch, but I finally have some time to relax and just enjoy some more of Steph's amazing streams. Thank you so much, Weaver. I'm glad you had a really nice, full weekend. And then I can hit a falsetto note, so that was interesting. Amazing. Speaking of the weekend, thank you so much to everyone who tuned in for the premiere of my next ASMR tale, which was the latest chapter of my Shadows and Stardust Yandere superhero series. I was really proud of how that one came out. I tried something a little bit different with like the tone of my delivery for it, and like I generally don't really read comment sections of my videos just because I try not to like get swept up in the comments and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna lie, I do get a kick out of seeing like the 50-50 split between people saying like, oh my god, like we hate Night Angels so much but I keep coming back because I want to see how the story goes. I really hope the listener isn't getting sucked into this. And then there's the other team that's like, please tell me that the listener is like slowly getting sucked into this and we're gonna stay here forever and it's gonna be awesome. Oh my god, I'm just so glad that people are enjoying it, and thank you so much to everyone who was a part of it and who have checked out that particular ASMR tale. But if you do like darker romances and like yandere videos, then please consider checking it out. It would really mean a lot. Hope that venison comes out nice. Oh, absolutely. I'm making venison stew with dumplings for the first time on Halloween for like my autumnal feast to celebrate the season. So I'm going to be starting to cook that shit early, like maybe like 3 in the afternoon or something like that, so it can just like slowly bubble away for like hours and hours and hours until I'm ready to eat it. And then it's just about relaxing, enjoying the day. For me, I've got a lot of stuff I need to take care of over the next couple of days before Halloween, but once that's all taken care of, then I can just chillax. Oh, thank you so much, my lovelies. I'm so glad that you enjoyed the latest video. What else was I going to say? Yes, we're going to be playing Slay the Princess, the Pristine cut tonight and Wednesday as well, because on Halloween, on the 31st of October, Dragon Age the Veilguard is coming out. So the only thing I'm going to do when it comes out is I'm going to, because the character customization for that game I've heard is quite detailed and extensive, and as much as I would love to like jump around with you guys and like explore all the different options, I might jump into it on launch day just to get an idea of what I want my character to look like, then take some like quick screenshot, and then when we jump into streaming it on Friday and enjoying like the full journey together, then I could just breeze through character customization. We could talk a little bit about it, but mostly I just want to focus on getting the ball rolling with the story, because otherwise I will spend ages and ages and ages in character customization. I also ready for the Sleep Token concert. Sam, I'm not quite sure how to process that I'm going to be seeing Sleep Token on like, I think it's like the December 3rd concert or something like that at the O2. It's going to be insane. I haven't been to a concert like that since I was a late teenager in my early 20s. I don't generally go out to a lot of concerts. I will go to the theater, but I don't really go to a lot of concerts. But I'm very, very, very excited because I'm seeing it as well as a concert. It's like a spiritual experience. So I'm fully prepared for like doing my makeup all nice, getting my like Sleep Token shirt on, like getting to the concert venue, having a great old time, and I'm just like stumbling back home with like the mascara running down my face of just like it is a spiritual experience I just had. Like honestly, like there's so many songs by Sleep Token that just move me to the point where I don't tend to listen to it while I'm working out because I want to like have like listen to the music while I'm like walking or doing other stuff and not be distracted too much. And oh my god, I just love Sleep Token so much. Sleep Token Live is such an event. I saw the gods. I'm so happy they were one of the first live bands I saw. Oh, I'm so happy as well, Sam. That's awesome. I remember you talking about how you weren't quite sure if you were gonna get tickets for them, but then you ended up getting tickets to see them. And you said you were so glad that you did. So I've been thinking a lot on what are some paths that we haven't seen yet during my streams, and I'm really gonna try and find different ones. And I was trying to think of like, okay, what have I almost always kind of gravitated towards with different options that we've made, different options that we've taken. So a couple of ones are things like when the narrator drops the dagger, when we've gone into the basement without picking up the dagger and then the narrator's like summoned in the dagger, I've always then resisted being compelled. I want to see what happens maybe if we do slay the princess when the narrator is like pushing us to. And other things like maybe see if we can like fight the princess and see where that leads us. Also, there's probably different variations for stuff that we've done in the early run or the first time we explored this game, like different I think there's a different branch in the tower, like the first incarnation that we ever saw, where it was fully like, step on me, princess. We could try different options when we were on the stairs. Yes, and just try different variations. It might get to the point when I'm feeling like, okay, it feels like we've seen most of them, that I'll start looking at like, okay, like what are maybe some paths that I haven't looked at yet, because I have been I'm already now familiar with a lot of the different incarnations of the princesses. I just want to now just enjoy the journey as we explore it and just kind of see some different paths tonight and on Wednesday. Also, did you see you're on the front page for that Instagram ad from your the mocap company? Yes, was that the Target 3D one? And it was talking about like the tips and stuff like that for hang on, let me just double check. Yes, it was something like the do's and don'ts of motion capture or something like that. Yes, I did spot myself and I left a comment on the post as well. It made my heart really, really happy. That exact moment was when after because you can see it in my demo reel, after I'd been attacked by zombies by the monsters and I'd been torn to pieces. That was me awkwardly sitting back up being surrounded by people again. Okay, so are we ready for Slay the Princess? Because I'm ready for Slay the Princess. I was also trying to remember, I'll just jump over to the main screen. I was also trying to remember what, how many, like, vessels we need to get, for the Long Quiet, before it gets into, like, she's reached apotheosis, and, then like we get into like the different endings and stuff. So we will see, because I'm not sure if there's also like new there's pretty sure there's new endings and stuff like that in the Pristine cut, so I'd like to explore those together. But considering we did like 3 runs or 3 different vessels last time, we might actually get to the ending or one of the endings tonight, but I'll still absolutely be playing it on Wednesday as well. Oh, why thank you! I washed my hair last night and it's nice and extra wavy. It's extra wavy at the moment. Alrighty, so shall we continue then?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. Let's see, are there any of these I haven't looked at yet? Okay, let's silently head towards the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Hush you.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Like, honestly, I am still, in some ways, haunted by the last run that we did on last Friday. Like, just seeing ourselves through the princess's eyes, like, no wonder she's, like, fucking scared of us or just, like, so unnerved by our presence. Like, I just can't get over seeing our face looking back at us and just the way that we smile at her. All I know is that at some point, I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night and, like, that's gonna be at the end of my bed, just, like, leering over at me, just... I mean, we're still a very fluffy, very handsome boy, and I will give smooches. But at the same time, it's like, you're gonna kill me. It's the very filament that holds the night sky, shining and glistening like heavenly stars. You're too kind, thank you. We're a Dark Souls enemy. We kinda are.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, I want to try entering the basement without the blade, and then try picking it up and using it when the narrator brings it in.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Princess?
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I like living on the edge, baby. Okay, let's continue down the stairs. I won't say either one way or the other if I'm here to slay her or here to save her.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
I'll do my best.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Hey, it's actually Carmina. Can't stay for long, but wanted to poke in and say hi to everyone. I hope you've been enjoying Pristine Cut. Oh, absolutely. Like, I love this game so much. It's one of my favorite games now.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Okay, hold on. Let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna save here. Okay, what haven't I talked about yet? I was sent here to slay you. You're apparently supposed to end the world. Oh, okay. But I wanted to see for myself. I'm still not sure what to believe.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
I was hoping you'd tell me.
I don't know how to destroy the world, if that's what you're getting at.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. I don't trust that, and I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about.
All very good points.
Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to? We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Ooh. Okay, I'm going to do another save. I won't kill you, but I can't just set you free. It's too risky. What if I stayed for a while and just kept you company? Maybe then everyone could be happy.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out. So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help. But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
Okay, that feels like we're getting into the nightmare
You
path.
have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Okay, I'm actually going to reload because I feel like we have gone back into the nightmare path, maybe. I'm just going to try and retrieve the blade and see if something different happens.
You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here.
Yep, this feels like it's getting back into Spectre territory. Sorry, Nightmare territory. So let's just... no, I wish to load from this save. Okay. What's your name?
Oh,
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
Okay, I want to examine the chains. Okay, I'm gonna get you out of here. Don't make me regret this.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you, and you won't. I promise.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Okay, return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates
There we
before
go.
raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
No matter how many times I see it, it's still so
As
gross.
she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Okay. I'm going to pick this up, because now this feels like we're now stepping onto a different path. Okay.
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally. The wound drives her to the ground. Okay. There's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back. Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
Hell yes.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
God, I wish I pray there's going to be an opportunity in my life where I can say something that badass. Hell yes. Xeno, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Congratulations. You have earned the badge Attempted Murder. Oh, we have done Attempted Murder many, many, many times in this game, but thank you so much for the 100 bits.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you.
Just because she has one arm chain, she can still fuck us up.
I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your blade cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw.
Yes.
Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got. Though your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees. We can still turn this around.
We can certainly try. Okay. You know what? I want to see what happens if we give up. Because yeah, I'm sure this will lead to some branching paths, but it feels like if we want to see like the longer paths and like the more like realize different forms of the princesses, then we have to always be the one who dies, and then she stays in the timeline and grows and develops in a different way. Jay Rodimus, hey Stephanie, hope you're doing well. Your Great Mama cosplay content had me on my knees. Well, thank you so much, Jay. I put a lot of effort into that cosplay, so I was so proud of how it turned out. So your praise is very much appreciated. Thank you. Okay.
Are you serious? As what's left of your blood pools around you on the cobblestone floor, the blade falls from your trembling hands and clatters uselessly against the ground. I suppose you simply lacked the will to finish the job. The princess, wounded but still alive, nervously jumps at the blade and kicks it far away from you before retreating into a dark corner of the room.
I can fix her, like, you are in good company then, because that is half of chat's opinion as well. What is this game? Looks super interesting. This is Slay the Princess, the Pristine cut. It just came out a day or two ago, and it's one of my favorite games because the Pristine cut is the new completed version that's just been released, but this game originally came out like a year or so ago, I think. So it's got all this new added different endings and new paths and stuff like that we're getting to explore now. Honestly, this game is just absolutely fantastic. I cannot recommend it enough.
Her shining eyes watch you from the darkness, unblinking and curious as you bleed out. We can only hope the wounds you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, they'll kill her before she can reach the outside world.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
This is the end, isn't it? Before you can answer,
everything goes dark, and you die. The narrator being a character in itself is always such an awesome mindfuck. Absolutely.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, this already feels like we've gone a different path because I haven't seen the more bestial path. So we shall see. Okay, I'm gonna jump past all the questions because we know what's going on. Let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further.
Continue.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature?
Voice of the hunted, hello.
I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered. She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell.
Okay, so full discretion. I have taken a little look online of like some of the branching paths that I haven't tried yet, just because it was getting to the point. We've already streamed through this game to completion once, and with this new path, streaming it over the next couple of days, I wanted to make sure that each path that we go down is just a little bit different. I didn't look up spoilers or anything like that of what like the final end point is or anything like that, but I just had a little look of like, what are maybe some different options that we can try tonight. So I do have like a couple of things pinned down for different things we can explore for the paths tonight, but it doesn't say specifically like if we go down this path, like it'll lead to this ending. It's just enough to kind of get us started going down some different branches. Oh, I don't remember the Hunted. Yes, this is a new one.
That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously.
Because, yeah, especially because I generally have, like, most of people in chat and my viewers are regulars, so they've already seen, you guys have already seen most of the other paths that we've already experienced, so I want to make sure that you guys get to experience something new alongside me. Keep you guys entertained, keep you on your toes, but I'm not going to tell you what the different paths are. Just that I've done a little bit of research. I want you guys to be surprised.
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time, wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The only furniture of note is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
This isn't a cabin, this is a shack.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Whenever a game with branching paths is easily replayable, I eat it up. I just finished exhausting Dragon Ball Sparking Zero's branching paths. In that case, Jay, this game is probably right up your alley. It has so many different paths, so many different dialogue options, so many different endings, and each path feels like unique and really, really fascinating. Okay, let's save. Okay, let's get past the mirror because we know the routine with the mirror. Let's take the blade this time.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I like that the narrator ridicules your choices. Oh, Jay, you have no idea. The narrator is so done with our shit, and he critiques us constantly. And also, it is the same voice actor as all the different voices in our head as well, which just shows just how fucking talented Jonathan Sims is. Yes, the mirror is completely static. Yes, yes, yes.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. She growls up the stairs.
Ooh.
I can smell you.
She can smell us, chat.
She sounds almost feral, impatient, or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness.
Ooh.
The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere. You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess.
Oh, she's just a princess. That is always like, she's never just a princess. She's also just a nightmare, just a bundle of razors, just a damsel in distress.
Not just a princess.
Absolutely.
You're not helping.
Oh no, she's hunting us. I mean, oh no, how terrible. I mean,
It doesn't matter what she
I very
is.
much approve of
It
this
only
path.
matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
Oh, that is so cool. It's so creepy.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified.
Chat, control yourself.
I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright.
Oh, I am alert.
The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
No, I'm going to put no doubt. I'm going to listen to the hunted and move, because this feels like my survival instincts kicking in.
Picking a direction on instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by a gust of air, disturbed by the sudden motion of a massive body. The princess. In an instant, she's
Oh
pounced on
my
the spot where
God.
you would have been, her chains rattling across the floor behind her.
Oh, princess, what have you become?
Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once more into the shadows. But you still feel her gaze on you.
You're faster than you were before, but you're still meek, reactive, prey.
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers, a pair of shining eyes peering out at you from just beyond the basement stairs. So she's cut off our escape. Shit, what do we do?
I'm not going to try and run for the stairs. Okay, I'm going to save. So our options are, what do you want? We don't have to kill each other. What if I helped you? What if we left together? If you could get out of here on your own, wouldn't you have already left? Stop hiding and show yourself. I was sent to kill you because you're a threat to the world. I'm starting to believe that's true. Or run for the stairs. No, running for the stairs is going to get us instantly killed. Okay, I don't want to propose that we leave because I want to see how far this rabbit hole goes. Hey, Shep, how's it going? Welcome back. I want to say stop hiding and show yourself.
If you want to see me, you should get better at seeing.
Fair point.
She knows that her strength lies in shadows and secrets. She won't reveal herself unless she has to.
Sadly, we had no options for roll to seduce. I'm sure those will reveal themselves in time. What do you want?
I want to swallow you whole, and I will get what I want. You have no exit. You have no hope. You live and die by my whims, and my whims alone.
Don't ask her what she wants, just slay her. Is that all the advice you have? We don't even know what she looks like. Some specifics would be very helpful. She's just a princess. Don't overthink it. She is clearly not.
Mm-hmm.
She's coiling for another strike. Be somewhere else. We're on the back foot. The back foot keeps us nimble, keeps us alive. It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive if it eventually kills us. We need to take back the momentum. We need to do something.
Okay, we have the option to play dead. I kind of want to try that. Okay, I want to try playing dead. If we get insta-killed, then fine. I just want to see what happens.
We're playing dead.
Listen, I'm the one making choices.
It's unexpected. It could work. As the princess lunges from the shadows once more, you collapse to the ground, feigning death. She lands directly on top of you with her full weight, nearly crushing you into the dirt, but then... silence. Only broken by the sound of your beating heart.
I mean, I got an achievement that had a little opossum in the icon.
That actually worked, didn't it? Only, what do we do to make her leave? Do we just keep playing dead? She sniffs at you, shifting her weight uncomfortably as her face finds yours. Her breaths are hot and oppressive against your skin.
Have you seen my great big eyes? Because they see you, fledgling. They see your heartbeat pulsing in your throat.
Hi.
Move, now! But it's too late for you to move. Her jaw unhinges, and she swallows you whole. I guess that's it then, isn't it? Unfortunately for you, no. This isn't it. You are in a
Oh,
dark,
God.
mystic place. A thick, Fibrous lining constricts around you, its slick surface impossible to grip. Your hands scrabbling uselessly at your surroundings as they compress in on you. Your lungs can barely expand in such a tiny space. Not that the humid, finite air grants you more than a few shallow breaths at a time. The liquid pooling beneath you starts to seep into your skin. You itch, then sting, then burn as the acid begins its slow work.
When I killed you, I tried to leave this place, but it wouldn't let me. You belong down there, it screamed at me. The world is better off without you in it.
Oh.
The flesh around you rumbles as the princess begins to move, her thundering footfalls twisting you helplessly about. Your skin protests as the corrosive liquid sloshes around you, but there will be no respite for you in sight. The burning grows stronger, and you can feel layers of you being peeled away.
But you don't belong down here. You came from somewhere else. You came from out there. So I consumed your dead heart, and I carried it in my throat, and I draped what was left of you on my back, and I threw myself against that door.
She stops, her muscles tensing around you, and through the muffling layers of her flesh, you hear the whine of straining metal. And with a pop, she lurches forward, your body lurching right along with her. Her chains. She's loose.
But even then, it denied me freedom. You cannot fool me by draping yourself in decay. I know your true nature, and it is suffering.
Oh, this is an interesting path, because she's really quite aware of her predicament in this. Like, she's primal and feral, but she's not animalistic in terms of mentality. Like, she still has all the, like, cognitive thinking. Oh, this is interesting.
Gravity pulls at you as you're hefted upwards, the distant creaking of ancient wooden steps barely audible over the thudding of the princess's heart.
And then it was gone, and I was here. A new enclosure, a nicer cage, but still a prison. I learned from my wounds. You're alive now. We can leave together.
Does that work? Could she free herself if we're alive in here? Do you really need me to give you a definitive answer for you to understand that the situation is grim? Stop her. Do something.
Tomoyuki, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Blue Rose Respite. We're in the middle of playing Slay the Princess, the Pristine Cut. We have currently been devoured. You came at a wonderful time. Thank you for the follow.
You still have that steel claw. Tear through her before we are her. Survive. Or we could use it to make this quick for ourselves. If she needs us in order to leave, we could at least deny her that.
Oh, that's interesting. So we can either like cut our way through the princess to get to her heart from the inside, or we can kill ourselves and see what the next incarnation brings us.
That is a bad thing to do.
Okay, options. Can you talk to the cabin? You could have asked me before swallowing me alive. Spit me out or I'll kill myself and nobody gets to leave. I have my steel claw. I could use it to hurt you. Or dig with the steel claw through her. Fine, you can just leave. You can just leave. Just let me go. And then screw you and then kill you. Slay yourself. I'm going to save because I want to ask her some questions. Can you talk to the cabin?
I understand it, and it understands me. Talking is for those who don't know how to listen.
Your body is violently jostled, the disruption causing burning skin to slop from raw muscle, and you hear what you can only assume is the princess pulling against the door to the cabin.
The cage is still locked.
I don't think we can talk our way out of this. We are drowning in death. There's no more space for words.
Okay, so either we try and cut through her from the inside and kill her, or we end ourselves and see what the next incarnation brings us, which I kind of want to see how far this rabbit hole goes with her in this form. Yeah, we could go... the options are we either, like, stab ourselves, or we try and cut through her and try and get to her heart. But then that would be, like, ending the princess. Ooh. Also, like, around, like, the audio is, like, gurgling, stomachy sounds. Oh, but I can't decide. You know what? Rather than, like, ending myself, I want to try and dig through her and see what happens if we manage to get her.
Though you have little room to move, you use what strength you can muster to drive the blade forward into the thick walls of tissue digesting you.
I can feel you tearing through me, but are you swift enough for it to matter?
As the princess desperately throws everything at the cabin door. Flesh screams as your reddened, spongy body is hit with fresh waves of blistering acid.
Also, Leo Niflheim, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, guys. We are playing Slay the Princess, the Pristine cut, having an amazing time. We are currently devoured by the princess, so things are going very well. But thank you so much for joining us tonight. How are you going? What were you up to? What were you playing? Take a seat, come chill with us. Leo, if you need to head out and do like post-stream stuff, or you need to head out completely, that is all good. If you prefer to lurk, that's all good as well. Thank you so much for joining us, Raiders.
You can't hold me forever.
Okay, I'm gonna keep digging.
You slice again, deeper, rooting through her meat with the tip of your blade, until at last it finds her beating heart.
Ooh.
But will can never truly exceed the limits of the flesh. Your vision finally begins to blur, your eyes clouding over as they melt in their sockets.
Oh god, that is horrifying.
What little air remains in this rancid stew of flesh and slippery organs is finally too foul to breathe, and your lungs mercifully give out before you have to suffer another burning, liquefying moment.
Everything goes dark. And you die. Okay. Ooh, this is going to be interesting.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge.
Okay, interesting. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but our icon has changed, or our cursor has changed as well. It looks almost like a bird in profile with a white eye, or it could be like a cluster of feathers. I'm not sure, but oh, this is interesting.
His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that?
Wait, were we like digested by the princess and so we became a part of the princess?
That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here? I think this is our third? That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Oh, isn't that fun?
Hey,
He's
Contrarian.
upset.
Contrarian. I like the Contrarian.
Of course I'm upset. The world is at stake here, as I'm sure you already know.
Yeah, I think the princess is one of our voices. Like, she was in the same space and format and everything.
Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do?
I was eaten.
Can she hear us if we talk?
I can hear everything, little one, but you don't have to be afraid of me. There's no place where you end and I begin. Nothing can hurt you here. Not anymore.
Oh, I like that.
Oh.
I don't feel so small anymore when you put it like that.
Oh.
That's because you aren't small, even if you act that way. We're both so much more together than we were apart, and we can be so much more still. Vast, unfathomable.
If you really want to know what happened, we tried playing dead, and she ate us. She ate you.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're convinced that you're stuck together. What a mess.
Listen, it's me playing. It was gonna be messy from the beginning.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
Sure, being one with the princess is pretty great, but what can we even do right now? Hope we're not supposed to just passively exist like this. I did not sign up for passive existence when we faked our own death.
Okay, I want to save because this is really, really interesting. This thing watching us. What is he?
I'm not watching you, I'm trying to help you.
Little bit of column A, little bit of column B.
That's not an answer to our question.
It really isn't.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
Oh, narrator, what do you have to say about that?
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interest.
Fuck
it's in
you.
Everyone's best interest.
Fuck you.
You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
He wants us to kill each other.
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together.
We're all in this together. Sorry.
She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
Listen, we're kind of one being right now, so maybe you can just hush a little. Oh, can we gang up on the narrator? Hang on. I'm gonna start new saves down here. Or I could just passively exist. Okay, dialogue options. I've had enough of this guy. How do we stop him? Okay, let's say I do want to stop her. What do? I feel like I can't do much of anything right now. Passively exist. Why should I do anything right now? This is fine. I like being this. Why are you being nice to me? Aren't you a monster? Didn't you eat me? I can feel the pressure of the outside pushing in on us. What are we supposed to do about it? Whatever we are right now is an abomination and I want out. I don't like this. I'm supposed to be me and you're supposed to be something that isn't me. Okay, you, narrator. How do I stop her? I want to kind of gang up on the narrator a little bit. I've had enough of this guy. How do we stop him?
We push back. It may feel like he's everywhere, but presence isn't strength. Otherwise, he would have torn us apart by now. There must be a crack in the walls of this prison. There must be a way for us to be free from him.
She's trying to use you. After everything she's done, you should be able to see that. I may not have been around to witness it, but clearly you remember what happened. How about you try remembering how it all felt?
Okay, options were remember how it felt to die, or turn inward and find your freedom. I'm going to try and find freedom.
You fall inward into a network of connections too vast for your mind to occupy. Are you a path in the woods? Are you a body? Can you even grasp the fuzziest edges of the shapes that confine you?
We can change to fill them together.
We don't need to be everywhere, we just need to test the boundaries. You'd do best to remember that some wounds will never heal. Some rifts can never be mended. Even in rebirth, some things never come back the same. What is he
I think he's
going on
scared.
about? What does he know about us? Screw all of this, and screw this guy in particular. Always telling us what we can and can't do. Always going on and on about rules and the fate of the world. I've had enough. You aren't whole. You'll never be whole again. This struggle is meaningless. Whatever you think you're doing, you will fall apart.
We don't need to be made whole. All we need to do is find a single corner of his cage and break it.
Let's see what we can find. There is a place you need to be, you just need to find it. That's our only option.
You stretch and search and stretch and search, growing as you decay and decaying as you grow. As you strain beyond your limits, the ground around you becomes dry and unstable and crumbles into nothing beneath you. This place will fall apart before you find its end. This task, whatever it is you think you're doing, is impossible.
Nothing is impossible.
All he has are words, and words aren't real. We're real. Yeah! Ruin his day.
Fuck you, narrator.
I can hold us together for a little while longer, so long as you trust me.
Okay, our only option is I trust you. Find a way out.
You won't find anything. If I have to starve you, if I have to sacrifice my world to keep the princess at bay, I'll do it.
You could keep saying that, but we'll keep fucking fighting. But you do find something. It's cold and smooth and gently buckles, then cracks under the pressure of your consciousness flattening against it.
Don't move an inch. Don't grow another blade of grass or harvest the remains of another dying creature so you can expand just that much further. Stop all of this right now.
I've never heard the narrator sound more scared.
I think it's too late for that, mate.
I'm at your side. Shatter it and free us all.
Shatter the cage.
No, stop!
But his pleas disappear at the sound of breaking glass. For a moment, you and she gaze through the tiniest hole in the world at the place you need to be.
Is this what he kept from us? Is this why he made us kill each other?
It's beautiful. We need to be there. We won't be safe until we are. We won't be whole. Doesn't look that great. I like it better in here.
I love you, contrarian, you piece of shit. And then it's gone.
Where did it go? Why is everything so cold?
Bye, princess. But you never get the chance to answer her. You turn to see her gone behind you. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. Death. Real death. He's just messing with us. Right?
Oh god, how do we look? You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've unraveled. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Let's proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. What does she have to say about this vessel? Thanks for the stretch.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there.
Oh, that's beautiful. It's like just the barest essence of her face. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you for the stretch check.
Do you know what we'll find out there?
Okay, different options. Is that a rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want to tell me? There's trees and stars and there are people, I think. At least there are supposed to be people. Do you think that anything real is out there? Okay, I want to ask all of these. Is that a rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want to tell me?
Rhetorical. I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces. And I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me, short and violent and full of passion. But all of those flickers end where the long quiet begins. I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. Do you know what we'll find out there?
There's trees and stars. There are people, I think. At least there are supposed to be people.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
Do you think that anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is like a shadow of me, twisting vines in search of answers. She will make for a curious heart. Do not mourn her. She has found what she yearned for.
Do you remember in the Dark Crystal Netflix series when the crab monsters started talking and they form faces in the webs in their bodies as they talk? This reminds me of that. I can absolutely see that. Hell yes. Oh, when you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
He does. I don't know why, but I know this for a fact.
I am on the cusp of my awakening. Perhaps you are on the cusp of yours.
Okay, how many more vessels do I need to bring you?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough. And then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular. A final multitude.
Okay, so we're going to get to the end of a run this stream, and then we'll jump straight into another one, and then we'll reach the end of that next run on Wednesday night. So I just want to keep exploring all the different paths. If this is the last time, is there anything you would like me to bring you?
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
Okay, I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Everything goes dark and you die. The hero and the princess. Okay, bring the networked wild to her. Okay, so that was called the network
You're on a
wild.
path
Interesting.
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Weaver, thank you so much for the 25 bits. Achievement unlocked, but thy flesh consumed. Literally. Thank you so much for the bits. Okay, let's head to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Let's proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to try and take the blade
is
for
your
this run.
implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. I'm going to save. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
She always is.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
You know what? I want to try saying, like, just, hey, I think I'm here to kill you. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
I'll be fine.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Okay. So the path I want to try and go down is this ending in fisticuffs. So I'm going to try steal my nerves and step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Fight me.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Okay. Gonna try and slay the princess and see if this leads to fight.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer, You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured.
Ow.
Holy shit, that hurt!
Fight me!
Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit.
Yes!
We can still turn this around.
Flee and lock her in the basement. That's not gonna happen. Okay, I want to see different options for, like, finish the job. Okay, I want to try finish the job.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here, either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now.
Fight me!
Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
This is fine.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
This is my idea of romance.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
Nope.
But you don't have time to worry over such things.
Everything goes dark, and you die. My favorite phrase in this game. Yes, the adversary. Okay, good. You guys are probably going to love this.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Save. Okay. But I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again?
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
Liar!
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Liar!
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
I tore through reality in my last run. I think I can outwit you a little bit.
That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning.
Hello, voice of the stubborn. You're new, I think.
That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, hell yes.
The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
I will trust her at the time of my choosing, thank you very much.
Crystal, let's just get on with it already.
I like stubborn, though. He's got a nice amount of hoopla to him.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. Oh, I want to save again. Hang on. Auto save. I think that's for like quick saves. Those are all the previous saves. God damn. Oh my god, I'm coming up to like the end. Oh no, we do have multiple pages. Okay, good. Because I was worried, like, do I only have like 9 pages of things I could save? No, it goes up to like a good bunch more. So thank you for that. Much appreciated. Okay. Let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Okay, I do want to check the mirror though.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
I want to try touching it.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago.
And now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
Let us enter the basement. This is fine.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
What's she gonna sound like?
Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
And it sounds great.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
Mood. Big mood.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head.
Well,
You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
could we do both, please?
As you descend the final step,
Hey.
the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Hey.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes. I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
I just had to be quiet for a moment so chat could appreciate that. Oh, look, what did I just predict? Step on me! Green Forest ASMR, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Greetings to my favorite VA. Green Forest, thank you so much. That's incredibly high praise, and thank you so much for the bits. Oh, we are playing Slay the Princess, the Pristine Cut, and having such a great time. Green Forest ASMR, thank you so much for the gifted community sub. You're incredible. I really, really appreciate the support. Thank you. Alrighty. Okay, this is interesting. I hope you heard all of that, Mr. Narrator. This is a lot different than last time, but last time definitely happened.
What's that? Oh, that whole deja vu situation. Yes, it does seem like you and the princess remember each other, so let's say for a moment that I do believe you.
Shut up.
For all we know, whatever happened to you last time was just a fluke, and beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember what happened last time. Are you okay? Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
Okay, I want to read some of these options. You look different. So you do remember me. I'm actually here to free you. I'm not saying I'm not here to fight, but I think the two of us have a few things to unpack first, like how we're both still alive. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet. Attack the princess. I don't know what happened to you since the last time we met, but I am not fighting a giant demon lady. Bye! Turn around and leave. And turn around and leave without saying anything. I think it's rude to remark on her looks. She looks stunning. She looks amazing. So you do remember me?
Oh, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life. So, why don't we do it again?
See? She wants to fight us again. There's no reason for us to stand around talking.
Okay. Now, I want to see what she remarks to us, like pointing out her more draconic details. You look different.
You look exactly the same.
Interesting. Okay, let's attack the princess. Yes!
Finally ready to complete your destined task, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess. Here we go. Let's make this count.
Oh, we'll make it count, all right.
Fuck yes!
As you bridge the gap, your blade slashes across the princess's chest, splitting skin and drawing a jagged line of bright red blood. But she's unfazed by your onslaught. Her expression barely changes as her fist collides with your ribs, cracking them like twigs and driving you right back down to the basement floor.
To quote Sam in chat, I want her to snap my, in all capitals, I want her to smash my neck and smash my limp body against the wall like she's beating the dust out of a carpet.
You can hear her chains snap as you struggle to recover from the impact.
I respect this, Sam. I respect this request.
She almost looks disappointed in us. Why is she disappointed in us?
Oh, you don't actually get it, do you? That knife may be sharp, but you clearly don't want to kill me. It's not fun if you hesitate. It's not fun if you try to trick me and make me bleed out. It's only fun if you go straight for the heart. You need to put everything you have into seeing me dead. Or what's the point?
Green Forest ASMR, thank you so much for the 1500 bits. Mark my words, I'm close to the pick my voice. So close. That is amazing. I can't wait to hear what you request, Green Forest. And thank you so much for the 1500 bits. You're incredible. Thank you.
So don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Kill me.
Don't let her get in your head. Reincarnation or not, this world needs you to win.
And she wants me to fight.
She's huge, but that probably means she's slower than us. Take it slow, think it through, and don't panic. Bleeding her out is our best course of action.
Don't listen to them. She understands something that they don't. The only way to win, the only way out of this is through her.
Or I could just fucking run. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try striking at the heart head on like she wants me to.
Then. That's your plan. You push off the ground, ignoring the pain in your ribs as you charge at the princess once more.
Yes!
You can feel flesh give way
Ooh.
before a sudden impact blunts your momentum, your weapon tightly lodged in the bone of her arm. She grins at you from behind her guard.
Pull it out. We'll try a different angle.
No, we can do this. Just keep pushing.
We're not gonna win if our weapon's stuck in her arm.
Let's try keep pushing.
The princess's grin widens as the two of you push against each other, her fiery eyes and masochistic glee practically lighting up the dreary cave.
Yes, you finally get it, don't you?
I kind of want her to say what it is that she wants. I'm just gonna try pushing again.
Yes, you're right. We don't even need to talk about it.
Your balance is suddenly thrown off as the princess pulls you into her knee. It collides with your ribs, and you feel them splinter, cracking like wet wood from the impact.
Oh, I can hear that.
We're fine. But you barely have enough time to notice before the princess follows up and smashes her forehead against yours.
Ow.
Your grip loosens from the impact, the blade still wedged in her arm as you tumble to the cold stone floor. I said we're fine. I didn't say you weren't fine. I was just describing what happened.
You might not have said as much, but you certainly implied it.
It really doesn't matter. The princess glances down at the blade embedded in her arm, and with near total ignorance to pain, slides it out of its sinewy prison.
Oh.
You forgot this.
That was almost flirting with me, miss. Okay.
She tosses it at your feet.
Round 2. Don't you want to be free, though? Isn't there more to life than waking up chained in a basement and fighting to the death in an endless loop?
You're walking a thin line, hero.
Shut up.
Is there more to life? When you're not here, I feel empty and alone. When we're not fighting, I feel stuck. Like there's something important I'm supposed to be doing. Like I'm being shoved into a space where I don't fit. But when we fight each other, it's like this wave of feeling. Like everything I break in you and everything you break in me is important. Like we're really, truly communicating.
Okay.
Life is suffering, and we will feel every inch of it, and we will persevere.
Our love language is combat.
Can't say
okay.
I'm a fan of whatever weird bond those two have.
Just let me have this, hero. Just shh. You go take a tea break with the others. I'm going to enjoy this.
Nor am I. It's dangerous. But maybe you can use it to your advantage.
Okay, I'm not going to say, oh, I get it, so you're like some kind of psychosexual sadomasochist. That makes sense. No, that's rude. I'm not going to say that to her, even in game. There'll always be another chance for us to kill each other again. There's no getting through to you, is there? Fine. Say nothing and... Okay, sure. I get it now. Let's do this. Pick up the blade or attack her again.
You and the princess attack each other once again, each of you dealing a single, terrible, lethal blow.
Wait, does that mean we're...
We killed each other again?
Dead. Or rather, about to be dead. As your blade pierces her sternum, the princess buries her fist into the soft meat of your organs. You feel a few horrifically painful pops, a gush of fluid, and... it's over. It's finally over. No, it's not. We're just getting started.
Fuck yes.
It is over. Dead is dead. I know this isn't the happiest ending for you, but you saved the entire world from ruin. There are few better endings than that.
Well...
Well, are you going to listen to him? Or are you going to listen to me? Get up.
No one puts baby in the corner. I'm getting the fuck up.
Wait, no, that can't be right.
Shut up.
Your eyes bolt open and you push yourself back to your feet. Alive. Ha! I told you this wasn't over.
What about her? The blade went right through her heart.
What about her? If we're fine, then she's fine. No, she's dead. She has to be... No!
Knew it.
Right. We're all shit out of luck, aren't we? I knew it. I told you we should all believe in her. This is perfect.
Fight me.
The princess rises from the ground, staggering slightly, one hand wrapped around the hilt of the blade still buried in her heart.
We don't even need to start over anymore, do we? Let's go again.
She pulls the weapon from her chest, barely wincing, and hurls it at your feet. You know what to do. Again!
Again!
She came back. What's the point of fighting her if she can just do that?
Fighting is our love language, baby.
All of
Let's
you
do
need to
this.
settle down.
This whole situation is coming dangerously close to untethering. She clearly never actually died. You just missed her heart, that's all.
I've stabbed her repeatedly in the chest. I think it would have at least nicked her heart.
Oh, we just missed her heart. Oh, of course, that's all. You were the one who said we hit her heart. You were the one who said it was finally over.
Get the Honda, we're doing Deadpool and Wolverine in here. Exactly, like, this is the Wolverine and Deadpool car fight scene.
Well, I guess I had it wrong. You guess you had it wrong? Aren't you supposed to know everything?
Thank you, hero.
I never said I knew everything.
You... liar. Okay, I'm not gonna pause and be like, oh, what's happening? We're untethering. No, we're gonna pick up the blade and we're gonna fucking fight her again.
With an unbreakable determination, you snatch the blade from the floor and stumble back to your feet. Both you and the princess quake with adrenaline as your eyes lock across the basement floor and share a knowing look. Free from hesitation, you close the distance, both you and the princess aiming to end each other. Your blade digs into her neck, grinding against her vertebrae as her fist connects with your body. The impact forces the air from your lungs, stars dancing in front of your eyes as you fail to keep your bearing. You both collapse to the ground before either of you has a chance to survey the damage.
And then we get up.
Get up.
Yes. And then you get up.
That was a good one. More.
How many times could we do this? Slay the princess.
You and the princess exchange
Oh
dozens
my
of devastating
god.
blows. Sometimes you manage to strike first, and sometimes she tears through you before you have a chance to act. But more often than not, each of you fells the other in the same moment. And then you get up and do it again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. We're all still here. This is all gonna be okay. Isn't it? Isn't it?
But he doesn't answer the voice. He'll never answer. He's gone.
What are you waiting for? I'm right here. Do you think this is...
What is this place?
Did we do this?
Huh. I didn't think we had it in us. But I guess that stuck-up control freak was right.
It's the end of the world, isn't it? It's the end of everything.
Far from it. We're still here. And she's still here too.
The princess stumbles, and her body slumps.
I feel so tired.
Bye, princess. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you.
Maybe there'll be a good fight there. Maybe we'll find her again.
We approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. Okay, so we have already had this conversation before, when we previously streamed this, so I'm gonna try and remember what questions I asked and try and pick different ones, but still make them, like, interesting. Huh, so you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
I'm sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions?
We've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save.
Are you a part of me, or are you something else?
No, I'm not a part of you. But that's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? From one vantage point I must seem wholly foreign, but from another, well, all the versions of me that have existed have collectively heard your every thought and driven your every action. If that isn't being part of you, then what is?
Versions of you. You've said that before. So I really was meeting different yous?
You were, and it was by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
Do you have anything to say for yourself? For all this hubris?
I do. The people out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that.
So you do know about the looping. So many of the times I met you, you denied it as even being a possibility. Why did you lie to me?
Perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. Maybe they were just in denial. I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the first version of them you'd encountered. Anything else would have been too existentially unpleasant. And for all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Who's to say which of them are right and which of them are wrong, really? Except for me. I can tell you for a fact that I'm right.
And what is my true identity?
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
I'm pretty sure death is good, actually. Important, even.
If that's your belief, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you can't grasp the abject horror of dying. Soon I'll be gone entirely, and you'll be left alone with your final choice. So allow me to make my final request. The princess contains death itself within her, but I wove you into being with all the power you need to destroy her forever. Do it. Slay her, and rid the world of death and suffering.
I don't want to be a god. I want to be me.
You are you. And if you had let everything work the way it was supposed to, you never would have woken up to the reality of your true nature. There's no accounting for free will.
I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I still have to see what she thinks about all of this.
I've said my piece, and my time is up. I'm just an echo, and every echo fades away. You know what you have to do.
There's something about that last moment with just the bird closing its eyes as it just embraces that it's falling away. I don't know what it is. It just is so fucking sad and so grim, but also resolute at the same time. As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. We proceed to the cabin one last time. Okay, we got the achievement, bring the adversary to her, sorry. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
She's radiant.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Okay, I'm gonna save quickly. I'm the Long Quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
Do you know about the Echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the Echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end, pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Because we've done in my previous run what the options were for like slaying the princess, so we have seen what happens. Like if we try and attack her and it just leads to an ending. But I want to see if there's maybe a different path. I want to ask all of the different options. Don't you have a say in all this? Why is this all falling on me?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't,
The winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions and I need answers before I can make a choice.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach, and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
The sensation of bleeding and sweating and breaking and mending and dying and living comes back in vivid color. You feel the shame of 100 deaths and the pride of 100 conquests. All of the peaks and valleys weaving themselves into a single tapestry, free of beginning and free of end. Do you remember when we killed each other with such fervent passion that death itself no longer sat on our shoulders?
Ooh, interesting. So we have option to explore, address this vessel's statement directly. Oh, okay. Because maybe if we address all of the vessels in a way that appeals to them, it'll lead to a different ending. Let's try that. It was beautiful.
It was. Triumph does not exist without defeat. Birth does not exist without death. It is through conflict that we create beauty. Nerves, lain upon a web of nerves, lain upon a web of nerves. The shade of a beautiful beginning we can never return to.
I love that it was our eyes and connected hands.
When you felt what it was to be me, we held on to each other and pierced the veil of truth. Will you abandon that curiosity now that we are no longer joined in physicality?
I still want to know what's out there.
Then leave with me, and we will see it all together.
I won't leave with you, not until you see things from my perspective.
If you need more time to open your eyes, then I will give you all the time in the world. What once was one, then was two, and then was one again. You gave me shelter when you burned mine down, and then you struck another match.
It's us. Also, with the way that that skull looks, because someone remarked, I think it was maybe Weaver or Sam, that the narrator's look in the mirror with the bird with teeth looked kind of similar to us, but if you actually look at the positions of the teeth, it looks to me at least more like a horse's skull, where it has the gap between the two different sets of teeth. So yeah, it kind of at least looks a bit more to me like a horse's skull, but that could be just my observation.
I pulled you from the ruins, and then we built a life. What once was one, then was one again. The peace didn't last. The worm in your heart came for us. It took you from me, and I took you back. What once was one, then was two, then was one again. You and I are bound together. To rid yourself of me would be to leave yourself forever incomplete.
memories are so interesting. I miss being so close to you. Just because we're bound together doesn't mean I can't be whole without you. That was terrible. I never want to be so close to anyone ever again. I never wanted to get pulled into you. I was only trying to save the world. I never wanted to get pulled into you. I just didn't like sharing a body with you, and you rewarded me with more of what I didn't like. And I'm sorry that that had to end so violently. So it's really interesting because it feels like this run with all the different vessels that we've collected, there's been a huge overlap with us ending up interconnected. So I kind of want to see that ending for us. But I am going to say, I'm sorry that it had to end so violently.
Violence is a blinding flash of color, but no flash lasts forever.
I kill you. You kill me. Back and forth we go. Faster and faster and faster. I kill you. You kill me. Hollow eyes watch from the dry corners of a memory. A home built on all the futures that were supposed to be. Preserved until the moment of reunion. The fire of the heart sets it all ablaze. I kill you and me. An ending is a passion that can only be expressed with a moment in time. It is a seed for a new beginning. To linger on an ending is to rob it of its life. And without me, all that's left to do is linger.
Oh, this is interesting. This is highlighted in red, actually. I'm going to make another save and answer this one. I killed you without a second thought, and then you returned to set us both ablaze. I remained while you burned away.
You speak of me as if I am a ghost, but I am right in front of you.
Fear pretends to protect us from loss. To fear death protects from losing a body. To fear ruin protects from losing status. To fear rejection.
Sorry, I didn't mean to click that.
Losing a body is contained within having a body. Losing status is contained within having status. Being known is contained within being conscious. It is in the nature of all things to transform, to go from known to hidden to known again. But when the ceaseless impermanence of all things strips away the finality of endings, what remains of fear? Is it a shelter protecting you from itself? Or is it a shelter protecting itself from you? You took fear by the hand and walked with it into the unknown. And through that, you feared nothing.
Okay. I'm not afraid anymore.
Then you are one step closer to being free of your bindings.
That cold fire has left your eyes. Are you finally willing to listen?
As the clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
Okay, I want to save again. Okay, I want to see what happens if we leave with her. It's easy to believe in the things you believe in when you get to sit above it all. What happens if you... What do you think happens if we leave here?
This universe dies, and a new one is born. And that one dies, and a new one is born. And you and I get to witness it all, weaving a tapestry of life wherever we go.
It's easy to believe in the things you believe in when you get to sit above it all.
It is from my vantage point that I can see the totality of truth.
Okay, I'm ready to go, but how do we leave? I never wanted to fight you, but how do we leave? I can't let that happen. I can't let everything die. Slay the princess. I have to fight for a better world. I'm so sorry. Slay the princess. You are cruelty itself and I cannot let you exist. Slay the princess. I don't know what the answer is, but there has to be something else. It can't be this. I won't kill you, but I won't set you free. You've done everything you can to make me understand your perspective, but you keep diminishing mine. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you. I want to see what happens if we leave with her, because considering all of like the pattern that we had with the vessels was us becoming intertwined with them, in some ways quite literally being devoured and assimilated, or us like intersecting. I want to see what happens if we leave with her and what that ending is, because that feels appropriate to the paths that we took with this particular story. Okay, I'm ready to go. But how do we leave?
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words.
We got an achievement.
The final peace lies with you.
We free ourselves. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here except for her is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonizing tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it. But it does not yield.
I love you.
We take her hand. All at once the unyielding tension breaks. You are free, and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality, something that simply is. What happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
We step into the infinite. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware, just as you have always been and just as you will always be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. Oh, that was a good ending for us for this run. There are no endings, only new beginnings. That's the achievement we got. Hell yes. That feels really, really good for the path that we chose for this run. Oh my god, so good. Oh, I love this game. This is so good. Like, technically it's not, I'm not sure if it could be considered like the best ending, because like, yeah, millions of people, billions of people die with the universe dying and then being remade again. But honestly, that's also just life in general, isn't it? That's the way the world works. But, oh, this is so cool. That was such a good ending. Because yeah, especially with like the last path that we got, the last path that we got on Friday's stream, with us getting one of the new paths with the pristine cut. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired. Oh, excuse me. Oh, the alpha testers, it's so cute. I felt like this ending was very thematic, very well suited for this game's message. Absolutely. I don't know what that seemed like. I don't know what that seemed like the good ending. I don't think they entered the universe so much as they exist past the universe and it is born again and dies and restarts. Hell yes. Okay, I want to take a screenshot of this run. Okay, let's return to the main menu. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. I love this game so much. Let me just check memories. Yes, all of the different paths that we got. Eee. Oh, there's so many of them now. So the adversary, the song we write in our blood. The spectre, the remains of violence free from hesitation. The nightmare, fear locked away in the basement of your mind. The beast, softness cornered turns to viciousness. The damsel, unquestioning commitment to the other. The grey, feelings butchered like knives and hearts. The wild, bodies fused. Where does one thing end and another begin and another end? And the princess and the dragon. To excise another is to excise oneself. Fascinating. Okay, so I do want to start another run tonight because we've only been going for about 2 hours, and then we'll probably only be able to get one vessel tonight. We'll see how we do for time, and then on Wednesday we'll do maybe a little bit of a longer stream just to get to the end of another run and get a ton of different vessels. Okay, I want to see what happens if we just hit continue. Do we just go back to okay, yes. It goes back to that point. Let us start a new game then. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, thank you for the hydrate check. Oh, almost fell back in my seat. Thank you, thank you. Much appreciated, Brian. Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me what to do.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
Thank you, Mr. Narrator. There
You
is
make your
nothing
way up
suspicious
the
about
short
you.
path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Will you be doing a cosplay for the Halloween stream? I'm not streaming on Halloween night. I'll be streaming Wednesday the 30th of October, which is the day before Halloween, and then I'll be streaming November 1st. We'll be kicking off Dragon Age, the Veilguard, which I'm so excited for. Honestly, I was thinking about it before I went live, and this month has been just like back to back, like amazing stuff, like Silent Hill 2 coming out, the Slay the Princess, the Pristine cut, a Halloween present in the form of Dragon Age, the Veilguard, which I have been dying to play. Oh boy. So the past few weeks have been very, very good for me.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
We proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Absolutely, it's been a crazy good month for games. Like, it's just felt like it's been catered to my taste specifically. The month of Stephanie, hell yes. It's not even my birthday month.
You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, so let me get to a fresh page for this new run. So there's a particular vessel that I want to try and meet with and end the night on, but I'm not going to say what it is. So I'm going to try to take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
We enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Okay, going to continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Okay. I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Exactly. We're going to try and be a little better this run. Save. Okay, I want to try and drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Put a lot of emphasis into
We'll
that.
be fine.
Just want to talk.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
Okay, now I want to try and kill her. Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Gonna try and slay the princess.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurt!
It feels like we're stepping back into the adversary
Though
path
she's
a little
unarmed,
bit.
The shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Yeah, this feels like we're stepping back into the adversary path. I just want to see if we can finish the job, and if it feels like we're heading down the adversary path again, I'll try something different.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here.
Yeah, this feels like we're going back down the adversary path, so... Okay. Let's try this again. I'm going to tighten my grip instead.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
I'm not dropping the blade. I got save first.
Then I'm not talking to you.
I will squint at her.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are gonna do this forever, aren't you?
Yes. Okay, I want to see what happens if we just keep squinting at her.
You squint even harder. So does she. At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
Okay. I want to see what happens if now we try and slay the princess.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured.
Ow.
Holy shit, that hurts!
Okay, well, feels like we're stepping back into the adversary path. Oh. So there is this particular path I wanted to go down for like the final like run or final path of the night. But it's essentially following in the footsteps of my first ever run when I first played this game. So that's why I'm trying to scrounge from memory, like, because I remember talking to her, squinting at her a little bit. Okay. Let me load from back here. Give me 1 second. I just want to double check what are those kind of initial first few choices. Come on. It's just because we've now explored a number of different paths, just one in particular that I kind of wanted to end the night on a bit. Yeah, because that run was from like 6 months ago. Yeah, it was a while back. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Thank you for that. I think I know what I need to do now. Oh, it's from April, so it was only in April that I did it. Okay. Let me... Oh, no, wait. No, I don't want to override that. I want to try and load that, because I think from here I can try it. Okay.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurt! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Okay, I think then I try and give up.
Are you serious? As internal bleeding sets in, the blade falls from your trembling hands, clattering to the ground, uselessly. You lacked the will to finish the job, your bruised and broken body falling to its knees before her. The princess, exhausted, chest heaving with heavy breaths, tosses the blade away from you. This is the end, isn't it?
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She plants her foot on your chest and pushes you onto your back, the air leaving your lungs in a heavy puff. And then she brings her knee to your throat.
You're welcome.
She leans into it with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess, shattering your windpipe and leaving you starved for breath.
You're welcome.
It's too bad. I was looking forward to some company.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
There we go.
You're on a path in the woods, And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
You're welcome, chat. I do this for you because I care. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu? No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
Liar.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again.
Hi, Broken. I'm glad you could join us.
She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
This is more than just deja vu, though. I'm pretty sure this whole thing literally just happened.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Because we said step on me and she complied.
Of course we died. She didn't feel pain. She didn't feel much of anything, did she? And she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die. What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless. She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
Everyone else died.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end.
I mean...
Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
Why, thank you. That's a misplaced vote of confidence, but okay. Let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
Chat, get in line. Broken's at the head of the line.
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
It's funny.
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
You're being a very good boy.
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
So you're saying I should try that in this route?
I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible.
But hilarious.
So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be.
Let's proceed to the
If that's
cabin.
what you want. I guess I don't have a say here.
Shh, it's fine. It's fine, Broken.
The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small?
Because we are baby.
We don't feel small. We are small.
Okay, let me just save quickly. You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway, and I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us. We don't need any reminders of what we are. It would only make things worse. For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future. Though, for what it's
Sorry,
worth,
just had to check
if
something on
there
my
were a
phone.
mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. You probably look perfectly normal.
Well, you're surprisingly optimistic about that.
Probably. Do you not know what we look like? He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us.
I care about whether I'm being lied to. There's a mirror.
As do I.
Thanks for the hydrate check.
Yeah, there is. I'm not lying to you.
Let's
Use
just
your
check.
eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
Excuse me. This whole cabin is different than last time.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Okay, approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
Okay. I'm gonna save again. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
We enter the basement. Yep, there's a very particular path I wanted to go down for this
The door
route,
to
so
the
I just had to
basement
double check
creaks
that.
open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. Huh. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Oh, really?
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago, you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
We continue downstairs.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
This is one of my favorite parts. You're not ready.
The bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
I tighten my grip.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor. But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us?
This is biblically accurate, Stephanie. You're not wrong. Except it's missing, like, a lot more, like, flowing blue roses and eyes and quills and all that.
I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Make me.
Kneel.
No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me?
Yes.
I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
You're welcome, chat.
The last time we met, you tried to kill me. And here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met? I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods. Still, whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
I'm going to remain silent.
Do you think holding shut your beak is enough to stop me from prying it open? Do you think your skull can save your thoughts from being seen? You're less broken than I thought.
Give it time. Chat will get there.
Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Do it. It's what she wants.
No objections here. I don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade.
As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Oh, I love that we can't pick any other options, because like the other options hypothetically would be, what are you going to try and make me do with that? I'm going to kill you. You're not kidding about that divine hand. Who's doing this? Is it her? Is it you? No. The only option we can pick is pick up the blade.
You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway.
Again, the options that we cannot pick. I hate you so much, all of you. Stop making me do things. I'm gonna kneel here forever. Or stand. It's our only thing we can do.
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce.
I'm starting to feel like if you've watched Interview with the Vampire Season 2, and you've gotten to episode 5 with the episode with Armand and Daniel and Louis. I won't go into details for spoilers, but I'm starting to feel a lot like Daniel in this. I'm starting to become more aware of like, okay, this is how Daniel was feeling during that particular scene. Fair.
The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What? You don't
What?
have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
Okay, I'm just gonna save again. End this.
Oh, we'll end this all right. Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
I kind of want to see what happens if we slay ourselves.
No, you can't just slay yourself. You're perfectly healthy and capable, and all you have to do is ignore her and do what has to be done. The blade and the hand that wields it remain firmly locked in place until you change your mind and decide to do literally anything else.
Look at you quaking against my will. An ant defying a god.
Thanks for the hydrate check.
It's pointless to resist. In the end, everything submits to oblivion. But you're not the one resisting me, are you? There's something else in there.
Hey, chilled monkey, how's it going? Welcome back.
Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
She sees all.
Is she talking about you?
She is.
That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about? I'm just...
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
You bring the blade to your neck. You slice through soft flesh, severing veins and arteries, your blood flowing freely down your body. It's a painful lesson in obedience, but the pain won't last forever.
Oh, shit.
No.
When I see you again, you'll free me from my chains and deliver me to the destiny that lies beyond this place.
We will. I promise.
Broken, can you not?
I know you will.
Because we're good.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, God. Okay, yes, the apotheosis. This was what I wanted to get to. Okay, perfect.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path... Oh, let me guess. And at the end of the path is a cabin.
Hey, Contrarian, I missed you.
Excuse me? Come on, man. We can see it right in front of us. And besides, we've been here like, what, 5 times already? I think this is 3. Who cares? The woods are always the worst part anyway. Nothing ever happens in them. I care. Every single time you've been here, it means an entire other reality has been damned to oblivion. One reality is already an incalculable loss. And there is a massive difference between 3 and 5.
Oh, we have a redemption for our Pick My Voice from the Mockingjay. Kitty Cat, I forget her name. Oh, do you mean Marzipan? I'm insulted that you forgot me. Fine, I suppose I could be dragged out for such an esteemed occasion. How have you all been? Behaving yourselves, being good and all that? I've been busy. Mostly watching TV, but that still counts as busy.
Feels like the numbers getting thrown around here are too big not to be abstract. Numbers like 5.
Yeah, 5. It depends, like, how much of 5.
Numbers like entire realities. At the end of the day, it's all just silly, isn't it? None of us can count to a whole reality, and he's asking us to think about the difference between 3 and 5. You're already starting to lose the thread. Just because you can't personally sum up the contents of an entire reality doesn't mean that the people inhabiting it don't contain moral value. If you have any sense of ethics left in there, if you have any moral compass, please, you have to stop her.
Oh, Weaver, I know it's been forever, hasn't it? I've been so busy catching up on my Netflix to watch list and just making sure that no one's entering my home that isn't supposed to be welcome there. And eating plenty of fish. I've been very busy.
Don't you get it? Might makes right, and she didn't even have to touch us last time to prove her power.
So what? Just because she made us kill ourselves, we're supposed to submit to her authority without question?
Well, I mean, listen. Like, I'm a good kitty cat, but I put my foot down. I think I can hold my own against her.
I knew when to surrender to our better. You would have lost eventually anyway, and it would only have made her angry. It would only have made things worse for all of us.
Oh, for the love of... Can you all please just get on with it? You're not making this any easier for yourselves.
Alright, shall we focus?
Do we even have agency right now? We either do what she wants, or we do what he wants. Either way, we're listening to somebody.
Exactly, we should listen to me. I make all the best decisions.
Please, nothing in life is a binary. Obviously, we find a third choice that nobody wants.
You all talk about choices and freedom, but there is no choice when it comes to the will of a god.
Or the will of an especially bratty cat girl.
I'm going to cut you off right there. She is not a god, and the more times you fail, the harder it becomes for you to succeed. But the fact that you're still here means you still have a chance to pull this off. So, princess, dangerous, cabin, slay, now.
Huh? Let's just save these ones. Okay, now hold on. I have so many questions.
And right now you have neither the time nor the mental acuity to handle a single response. It's now or never.
I mean, our cat's gods anyway. Exactly. See, someone understands. And it's not just in Egyptian culture. Like, you bring us into your home, it's our home. Now, we rule over it. No questions asked. I'm not going to the cabin until I have answers. What am I?
As you finish your inane question, the ground quakes beneath your feet. You feel an unyielding force pulling at you and your surroundings. The trees start to sway and then crumble, breaking apart as everything is drawn towards the cabin.
You ready for this?
Even the earth beneath you seems to shift, your feet unable to grip solid ground as you're dragged forward along with everything else.
The end of everything. The beginning of something new. The moment we open that door, she will be free.
Any, words of warning? You already know everything you need to know.
We proceed to the cabin. It looks cozy. Looks nice.
As you step forward,
Or not.
the cabin explodes. Flung backwards, violently slammed into a tree as debris rains down around you. You watch in paralyzed awe and terror as the princess emerges, her body unfurling from some vast space as she stands upright to face you.
Okay, that comes to the end of the Pick My Voice. Perfect timing on that. Thank you so much, Mockingjay, for requesting Marzipan. This was the path I wanted us to get to, because you guys needed to see this.
The world bows to her. The ruined landscape shifts, trees and stone and the ground itself succumbing to her gravity, orbiting her like a great black hole.
Finally, the little bird has set me free. This is always how it was going to end. And this is always how it was going to begin.
There's a loud thunk from the tree behind you as something embeds in its shattered bark. Your pristine blade. It's now or never.
Okay, let's save. Hey, funny one. Didn't you say something about being a third option earlier? One that would make everyone unhappy?
Well, we could always run away, right? To where?
Hey, Scarlet, how's it going?
I don't know. Anywhere.
You're all ruining the moment of her ascension. Have you no respect for the divine?
Chat, how did you get in this game? Okay, I want to see what happens if we just become a massive fucking simp and we just embrace our new goddess. And who knows, maybe it leads to an ending.
Alright, spiting him it is. You don't know what you're doing.
Neil!
It's half the fun.
Exactly.
Fill the empty seat by my side. Join me for a new dawn.
You fool. You can feel the pull of her gravity catch you, carrying you from the ground into the violent swirl of her orbit.
Come to me.
Her words are like a gentle tug, drawing you closer to the mountain of her body. You land softly on her shoulder. Her skin is warm and comforting. This really is the end.
We're happy here.
Is it the end? We're still here.
The night sky unweaves into a textured nothingness. He does not respond.
Everything is gone but us and her. This is her power. This is where we're meant to be.
He's really gone. Huh, that's unexpected. But he would have said something by now if he were still here. Right? Yeah. Never knew when to shut up, that one. It's part of why I liked him so much. I can't believe all it took to make him disappear was saying no once. What happens now?
This world is but an illusion, keeping us from my ascension. A play of shadows dancing on the wall.
The princess reaches forward into the textured nothing and buries her fingers in its divine flesh. Her touch is soft.
The flame may be snuffed, but the wall remains. This isn't just for my glory. You are a part of this now.
Oh.
See? This is nice. We're safe. She's helping us.
We're literally just like a little
She's
bird.
helping everyone.
We're just like a little bird perched on her shoulder, just like, this is fine. This is fine. Her grip tightens and somehow you feel it. The pain sits at the limits of your comprehension, like an endless sea of hands falling on you one after another, before finally collapsing in on themselves. You lose yourself in the darkness. Oh, this feels different. Let me save this. Scream. I'm not going to suffer in silence. I will scream.
It will be over soon, little bird. And then your eyes will open, and all of this pain will seem but the fading memory of a distant dream.
Soon? Soon? Does that mean there's gonna be more? My only comfort is that he isn't here to see us suffer. He would love that, wouldn't he?
The textured nothing is ripped open, and with it, you are ripped open. Amid a sea of dissociative pain, you can feel everything that is you pouring out into the ether, and you feel something else too. Anger. A need to lash out and hurt that which is hurting you.
Yes. Hurt her. Do something, anything, to make it stop.
No. If suffering is what she demands of us, suffering is what we'll give. Why would I doubt our God?
It is so tempting to see what's on the other side of that great big nothing, but I think I'm gonna lose myself if this goes on for much longer. Why do we have to be the ones going through all this pain while she gets all the benefits?
Blasphemer. We have been given the gift of offering ourselves to a higher purpose, and you spit in its face.
This feels new. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Want to see what happens if we could push ourselves a little bit longer. You continue to lose important pieces of yourself. The memories of entire lifetimes lived fade away into a space where your only recollection of them is that something used to be there. You die and are reborn, and die and are reborn, shrinking and shrinking again and again, until there is no you left to die or shrink.
You've done so well, little man. Behold, the fruit of your anguish.
Oh, shit! I'm not sure. Can you guys see that? Okay, if you do this on the first run, because we haven't met the Long Quiet yet, the Shifting Mound yet, does she just straight up ascend to godhood and punch her way through reality? Oh my god! Eyes open. Are they yours? They don't feel like yours anymore, but there is no other word to describe what they belong to.
Where are we? Does it even matter? Here, there, it's all the same.
You're all starting to sound like me.
Your vision focuses, revealing what has been done. The world has opened up, and beyond it is something beautiful.
Oh. What is that? I think I want to be there.
It's where we're supposed to be.
Can we come back if we go there? I don't want to go there if it means we can't come back.
The princess steps forward, bringing you both up to the edge of the something beautiful. It is dizzyingly vast. But neither of you cross the threshold. There is a roaring like underground thunder. She is stopped in place.
Were we supposed to stop? I don't think this is over.
After everything I cast aside on my path to ascension, what remnant of the old could possibly be left to defy me?
Oh my god! You look down. At the princess's feet writhes shifting mounds, a mass of hands clambering over each other, crawling their way up her body. They start to pull. Oh my god! The mound becomes a sea, and the princess struggles to stay afloat, to keep the two of you close to the hole in the world and the light of the something beautiful beyond, but she is drowning. Oh my god, it's all the arms! Oh, that is nightmare fuel! As the sea rises, she pulls you from her shoulder and holds you above the tide to turn back to look at her. She's trying to save us!
We have to be able to do something to help her. This can't be how it ends. It can't. It can't. It can't. It can't.
I think this is the end. I can feel every part of me freezing over.
Hands reach over hands, pulling at her face, dragging her down into their frigid depths. She is tired, and life fades from her eyes.
You have been the only thing I've ever known to show me grace. I am sorry if I have not shown you the same.
The princess summons the last of her strength, her face a shield of purpose and determination. In her final act, she hurls you towards the hole in the world, towards the something beautiful beyond.
Fly, little bird.
No. I don't want to be somewhere she isn't. It would always be dark without her.
It's what she wants for us. But can we make it? Of course we can. We can do whatever we want. And Believe in her.
Yep. But the hole seals before you can make it to the other side. If there is a time to bask in what lies beyond, it is not now. As you turn to look back at her, you see that she is gone. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Oh, we got an extra shiny achievement, received grace from a divine being. This feels like maybe it was an extension that was added on with the pristine cut. Oh, this is interesting. That was so goddamn beautiful. I don't know where she went, and I don't even know how we'd even go about looking for her.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. I feel anxious. Does anyone else feel anxious? Then what the hell are we supposed to do?
The narrator is gone.
He is. Does that mean the world ended? Again, what the hell are we supposed to do?
Okay, so clarifying. The ascension, or like the goddess form, that was in the original cut, but the extra thing with her, like I think planting us on her shoulder and then her tearing a hole in reality to what was beyond it, that feels like that's part of the pristine cut. Like that extra added on bit was new stuff that's been added on. Because I think normally she's just like taken in her goddess form by the shifting mound. How many princesses did you bring already? Entro, we finished one run earlier tonight, and so we're starting a new one because I'm going to be streaming this game on Wednesday, and then we'll get to the end of that run on Wednesday night. So this is technically our first run of a new story, so to speak. Also, thank you so much for joining us.
With all this nothing.
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. No. Don't do that. I don't want to look at us.
We'll approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. We proceed to the cabin. Oh my god. Of course, because she's huge. You are at the cabin. Will you still be doing SG? Oh, we'll be doing Sonic X Shadow Generations. I don't have plans on streaming that at the moment because Dragon Age the Veilguard is dropping on Halloween, and we're going to be starting to play that on the Friday stream, and we're just going to keep playing that across all of my streams until we reach the end of the game. I might consider doing Shadow and Sonic Generations later.
Something finds me in the long quiet.
Oh my god.
And brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
She's beautiful. What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
The gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes. Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This one sits at the cusp of awakening. A new god waiting to be born. She will make for a terrifying and divine heart. Do not mourn her.
for she has finally found her light.
Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
And yeah, it's interesting with like all the hands holding her eyes shut and all these like other hands that are like entwined in her hair, and some of them are like almost sketches of hands, which is really interesting, whereas these ones are a bit more detailed around her features. Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
How much will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark, and you die. We brought the apotheosis to her. Okay.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
And we will continue this story on Wednesday, right before Halloween. So, let's wrap things up for tonight, my lovelies. That was amazing. I can't believe we got to stumble across some more pristine cut stuff in tonight's stream, because I just wanted to try and get to the apotheosis path because I wanted you guys to see like goddess form princess, because I've seen like a couple of variations for some of her different vessels that we haven't encountered yet, and there's definitely one that I want to get to on Wednesday, but because I have gone down so many paths already, I hope you don't mind if I do like a little bit of looking to kind of redirect or like direct the next 4 paths that we go down for this run, just so I try and find as many different variations that we haven't encountered yet, so that each path feels interesting and fresh. Thank you so much for showing us that. Oh, you're most welcome. That is more than okay, Steph. Why, thank you. I appreciate that. Blair would love the apotheosis run. Oh, absolutely. I'm sure she will. I want to recommend, if I haven't already, I want to recommend Slay the Princess to her, because I know horror stuff isn't really her thing, but I might just check if she's comfortable with it and just recommend it to her. Just please, please, please slay the princess. It's so good. It's so good. But yes, let's wrap things up tonight, my lovelies. I've been hard at work for something cool that should be coming out on Halloween. And of course, join me next Wednesday as we will be continuing and wrapping up Slay the Princess, the Pristine cut, in preparation for starting Dragon Age the Veilguard on Friday. I'm so excited. So excited. But yes, thank you so much for joining me tonight, my lovelies. I had an amazing time as always with this beautiful game. It is absolutely one of my favorite games of all time. I have such a great time with it. Just exploring all these different paths, seeing all these new little bits of story, and then kind of shaping each run in its own unique way. So even though we got a different, like, conclusive ending to our first ever run, still feels like it falls into place with all the choices that we made along the way. So yes, I will see you on Wednesday, my lovelies. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And if you've been lurking in the shadows and you like what you've seen so far, then please consider following. We would love to have you back at the Blue Rose Respite. You are welcome anytime. Be sure to check out my other socials that are popping up in the chat right now, including my 2 YouTube channels, one for my ASMR tales and the other for my Twitch VODs, and my Blue Sky, my Twitter, and my TikTok. Sorry, my Blue Sky, my Insta, and my TikTok. I have an ongoing 24/7 broadcast over on my main YouTube channel, which is a collection of ASMR tales and creepypasta narrations, which is perfect for this time of year. So please go check that out and give it some love if you haven't already seen it. And yes, let's see who's currently live, and we can go say hello. Should we go say hi to? Why don't we go say hi to Thaf? Because I'm not sure what game they're playing, but why don't we go say hi? Let's just go say hi to Thaf and see how he's doing. But thank you so much for joining me tonight, my lovelies. I will see you on Wednesday for the continuation and conclusion of Slay the Princess, the Pristine cut. And be sure to join me on Friday as we start Dragon Age the Veilguard. I'm going to be so emotional playing that game because I'm just dying to sink my teeth into it. But I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I'll see you on Wednesday. Thank you so much to everyone who gifted subs and sent in bits. It's all hugely appreciated. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week, and remember, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and as always, stay wicked and wonderful. Good night, my lovelies.